What's up, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of It's a Shit Show. I'm one of your hosts, Anthony Costanzo. With me, as always, we have Brian, the trapeze artist, Rooney, and Matthew. Please don't tell them my last name, Lemary.
What's up?
Hello, all.
So, those of you who actually stay tuned, as Anthony corrected me, is not correct. Anyone who listened to last
Subscribe.
week's, subcribe.
you
Anyone
go.
from last week heard Matthew say he is not much of a gamer, doesn't know what a console is, but Matt's going to talk to us about what he's gaming because he's actually gaming now. So, go ahead, Matthew.
Yeah, so I got sucked back into the time sucker that is World of Warcraft.
And within 2 episodes, you made me want to quit.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if it lasts till next time, but as of now, I've last night I downloaded and the time sucking has begun. It's really, I'm not even excited about it, if you can hear my tone of voice, just because it's
You actually kind of sound completely defeated and deflated by the fact that you're playing again.
It's horrible. I tried to. I'm like, oh well, maybe my old characters won't be there, and I won't care. Yep, there they are. Oh, okay. Oh boy, and it's just a reminder of all the hours you've already put in. You just feel like you're pot committed when In actuality, I should be working on the RPG that is my life and improving my real statistics and things. But I'm not concerned with that, unfortunately.
You got to level up with those new glasses you got there, though.
I gotta
Plus 10 brain power.
do something. Well, hopefully I'm only gonna bring my work computer on this upcoming business trip tomorrow. So hopefully I'll just come back and not want to play. Stay tuned.
The worst thing with World of Warcraft is you have those commands. So if you type slash and then something, you get something out of that. So if you type slash played, it pretty much reminds you how much of a loser you are. And once you get away from it saying like 5 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, once it goes to days, that's when you just do not feel good about yourself. I played Warcraft for, God, far too damn long. This is how bad this game is. So I played for a while, and I got a few characters to the max level, and it was just draining everything into there, and it was miserable, but joyful. And I said, I'm going to quit. Screw this. I'm done. And I stopped playing for probably about a year. And I was not itching to play, and I got an email from Blizzard saying that my account was being used for like malicious activity or something like that. I don't remember the exact wording.
Dirty girl.
Yeah, I mean, apparently my account was pimping itself out and being a little gold whore. So I just emailed Blizzard saying I have not played in whatever amount of time. You can just delete it. So they listened and deleted it. And then months later, of course, Brian wants to play Warcraft again. So I actually took the time to not only make a new account and buy the games again, because my other account had the game saved to it, so I had to rebuy the games to get new CD keys. So I did that, spent money on new crap, and then leveled a new character up to the max level all over again. And spent, again, way too much time in the fake world.
Oh, man. Yeah. I'm so glad that I never actually got into that game.
I have so many good memories with that, though. Matt and I played together for a little bit, but not too much. Most of my memories came with a friend Frank. He made a character once, and he didn't know what to name it. So he just hit random, and the random name that came up was Namar. Namar. So we were best friends, so we always played together. So I'm like, I'll make a new character, and I'll name it something with Amar in it, so where we look the same and have almost the same name. So M looks just like N, so you have Namar and Mamar. And if there are any Spanish people listening, you know what mamar means, and it's very unfortunate. Mamar is Spanish slang for a blowjob. So here I am playing a character that literally is just blowjob, and I have no idea. But it was fun, and all we did was, we were on a PvP server, so we would just not care about anything except killing Alliance, because we were Horde. And we would just kill them and just stay there, and every time they try to resurrect, kill them again, and just start massive battles, and it was insanely fun. And I do miss that sometimes, and Matthew talking about Warcraft gives me the slight itch, but I'm trying not to scratch it. I do not want to go back into that.
That'd be great if when your friend randomized his name, it just said Frank. Because everybody I'm assuming has like epic names in there, right? Or tries to.
I mean, yeah.
But how great would it be to like run into a battle with like Skull Crusher 18 and Frank?
Yeah, I had some terrible names. I don't remember too many. My first character I made, his name was Iggy Hop, and most people thought I liked Iggy Pop, but I had no idea who Iggy Pop was. It was actually named after a basketball player that I liked at the time.
Matt's shaking his head right now, and I'll just take that. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Warcraft too much anymore, just because I don't want to get into it.
I don't want anybody talking about Warcraft ever.
Even if you talk bad about it, it's in your head now.
Yeah.
And now it's just a matter of time.
I'm going to initiate the download soon, reactivate my account, and then just not go to sleep tonight and just play until I have to go to work. I can already see that happening.
I'm so glad I don't have the itch.
They've made it so much easier for you to play. Like, I'm downloading, and you can play as you download now. Real dangerous. Because usually the download takes, like, hours, but now they just let you play while it's downloading in the background, which is dangerous. And they've just made it, like, way easier to play. They pretty much solve all the quests for you, and you're just following arrows of, here, go do this, and you're like, this is still fun somehow!
That game is a life-sucking plague that just steals my friends.
Yeah. I want to play it so bad now.
Yeah.
God damn it, Matt. What got you... Matthew is showing me the map of Azeroth at the moment.
It's a mouse pad that I found.
You have a Warcraft mousepad?
Oh, yeah. Is that the name of the land?
Yeah, Azeroth. I think, anyway. I could be mistaken. I haven't looked at Warcraft lore in a very long time.
Pretending like he doesn't know.
Yeah, that is pretending. I absolutely 100% know it's Azeroth.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have not been playing anything at all this week. I haven't had time, but now I want to play Warcraft, so you don't need time to play Warcraft because you just don't do anything else except play Warcraft, so time is just available when you're playing that game.
Yes. You don't log on for those of you that never played, it's literally not worth it to log on for less than 4 hours. That's not even an exaggeration. You can't just be like, oh, I'll just hop on for an hour. Wrong. Literally all you can do in an hour, much like real life, is run errands, like check your mail, check your finances and things. You can't even travel from one end of the game and to the other in that amount of time. It's ridiculous.
They need to add. No, I don't even want to talk about the need to add because if it ever gets added, I want to play, and I can't talk about Warcraft anymore. Anthony, please save us.
I was actually just kind of curious. Matt, you played Skyrim, right?
Yeah, it has a lot of Warcraft symptoms.
Well, I'm just kind of curious how big the world is compared to it. Because I mean, like Skyrim, I would like run for an hour and then I'd just eject the game because I'm done here. I'm done.
Warcraft with the expansions, Azeroth, Outland, and I don't know, Pandoria, or all these places they've added.
Excuse me.
It's where the pandas live.
Naturally.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's being serious. There are pandas.
This is a
That's
thing.
right.
Mm-hmm.
All those put together is definitely bigger than the Skyrim world, which name escapes me of that world.
Skyrim world. I'm pretty sure that's what they called it in the game.
Is it just called Skyrim?
I think it is actually.
All the Warcraft, it's definitely bigger, but it's the whatchamacallit, the public transportation, if you would. The system is better in Warcraft than it is in Skyrim, I think. Although Skyrim, at some point, can't you just like right-click things if you visited them and be like, take me here instantly? Like that does not exist in Warcraft at all.
All I know about Skyrim is my roommate was playing for hours and hours and hours, right? And he had, he would do all the side quests, so he was never really that far into the main mission. But he managed to get himself into this, like, weird autosave error where it saved as he went through a door and some wizard-looking thing was shooting something at him and killing him, and overrode all his other saves with that. So every time he would start the game up, he would open the door and die, and he couldn't do anything. And he had to He had to restart his whole thing.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, but it sucks because I also just bought a license to Team Treehouse and Lynda.com. I've been stealing logins for those for months. Or,
Nice.
well, by months I mean 2 years. Uh, and I decided to start paying for both of those, but then I also started Warcraft. And then actually I just
So
joined a
learning
gym.
has
I
taken.
also just joined a gym. So that's 3 recurring charges that cannot all coexist because of the time that all of those take. And it's be interesting to see where I end up in 3 months from now.
You're gonna end up about 25 pounds heavier, never going to the gym, and have like 6 level 90s.
Yeah,
Warcraft will prevail.
Is that like
I,
a
I,
bag of
I'm,
Oreos
I,
a night
I'm
kind of
really
thing?
scared that Warcraft. I'll either have a level in 3 months. I'll either have a level 90, my own video game, or a 6-pack. I go through these periods where I just sign up for everything, even though they like all 3 of those things directly compete for time.
I have that problem too. Like I'll see something I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, subscription? Yeah, why not? That's how I got started on PlayStation Plus. But before PlayStation 4, before it was like necessary, I had it because I didn't really fully understand it. But I was like, oh, this looks cool. Subscription? Sure, why not? Take my money every month. I don't care. I do have that issue. Like I've signed up for Netflix on like multiple occasions. I had Hulu back before it was like really popular, and I just subscriptions to me, I just like they're always a smaller number, so I'm like I don't mind, but they all fucking add up and way too
Right.
much.
But what we're really doing is instead of impulse buying, we're impulse like contract committing for recurring fees, and it's way more absurd.
Right.
Yeah, well, I'm still impulse buying games because of Warcraft. See, I feel like I game so much because I want to preoccupy my mind away from Warcraft and just never go back to it. Because when I played Warcraft, I
It
didn't
is
buy games. I just played Warcraft, and then I was like, I need to stop this. And then from paying a $15 subscription fee, I was paying hundreds of dollars a month on new games to just keep my mind off of Warcraft.
it is the ultimate game. Like any game I play, I'm just like, oh, this is like this in Warcraft. Like they thought of everything first, and then you can it could be months, it could be years, and then you're just like, I should just go play the ultimate game. They've already made the ultimate game. Why am I wasting my time finding all these other games that are based off of this game?
Before I got into Warcraft, a friend of mine said something, and I just didn't understand it until I really started playing. I was like, I don't want to pay a monthly fee to play a game. That's dumb. I'm already paying for the game. Like, I don't understand. And this is back before Burning Crusade, before the first expansion pack, so it was a $60 game at the time. I'm like, why am I going to pay $60 and then $15 a month to play it? And he goes, Warcraft saves me money. I'm like, no. Like, how can paying a monthly subscription save you money? And the reason is it has so much to do. It's every game wrapped up into a giant world to run around in. And if you don't know anything about World of Warcraft, just watch the South Park episode with it because that's awesome. Make love
That
at
I've seen.
Warcraft.
That's
Oh god.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's a weirdly accurate portrayal. I'd say something that like people think it comes close to Warcraft is like the Grand Theft Auto worlds, but they don't even understand how Warcraft's easily 3 to 4 times more involved
The way
than
they
Grand Theft
depicted the
Auto is.
characters in that episode is how I saw you two when we were working at the pizzeria.
Oh, at the end when they're just like all fat pimples and
Mm-hmm.
hot pockets like crazy. Yeah, oh yeah.
Meh.
I love how he just takes a giant shit all over. It's like, oh, that's a big boy.
And that shit became mono.
Anthony, please, I'm looking to you to save us away from Warcraft. Bring us to another topic, please.
Actually, Matt, where are you these days? You're on a business trip now, right?
No, I'm leaving
You're
tomorrow
leaving.
morning, early morning flight to San Francisco, and I don't come back until Saturday morning.
I thought you were about to say September.
No, no, I wish. No, yeah, I'm headed out to San Francisco and for a couple of days, and then taking the red eye Friday into Saturday. I'm already regretting it, and I haven't even gotten out there yet. So I might look to change that, unless I can get some sort of flat bed in first class would be pretty nice cross country. So I don't know. I don't know if I could swing that though.
How often are you traveling for work?
Not as but Brian percentage wise is probably higher than me. Like I travel in bursts. Like for the next 3 weeks, I'm pretty much traveling.
And you thought
Uh,
now would be the best time to get a gym membership?
yeah, that's another thing. I started all these subscriptions right before I'm about to work for 3 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, I save money on a gym subscription because I'm like, I can just use hotel gyms. 'Cause I'm in hotels every week. I'm in some kind of hotel somewhere. So I'm like, I'll just use the hotel there. I mean, the gym in the hotel. I think
Yep.
I went twice this entire time. It's always like, I'll go after this or something. And then before you know it, you've just wasted hours doing nonsense in the hotel room. It's like, yep, they closed that gym at like 10 o'clock. It's now almost 10, so I can get like a half hour. Nope, no, I'm not going. And I never ever make it there. I think I went twice in this entire time. I think that's it. I need to go more.
Yeah. Well, it also sucks because I always just want to have my carry on, but like I have 4 suits in there and 3 pairs of shoes. Like I can't also put like sneakers and gym clothes. I wouldn't be able to fit. No way.
I even though I don't really go to the gym, I'm just something I can do a lot of physical things. Like as Anthony introduced me, say that word again, Anthony.
Flying trapezist?
So for my birthday, Dana's birthday, and her cousin's birthday, Dana thought it'd be a great idea to take a trapeze class. Now, I'm gonna set the mood for you here. So it's in Manhattan, and you're on a rooftop at one of the Chelsea piers. It was Pier 40, so not like the main part. But you have like a huge view of like you see the Freedom Tower out there, see a whole bunch of things. You're just chilling on this roof, and then there's these like in shape guys with no shirt that are like these like teachers, let's call them. They're just crazy gay guys. One of them, his name was Mitchell, and he was awesome and so fabulous, and the way he talked was great. Now, he was like, who's done trapeze before? And of course, there's 10 of us in this class. I think only one person had really did it before.
That's a high percentage.
Yeah, 10.
Of
That's
people
that's
that
pretty
do-
high. 10%. That's pretty high.
That's
The
absurd.
girl that did it, she was insane. Some of the things she was doing, I don't. It's got to be a crazy hobby of hers. But so he takes us to the side, and now they have like a swing on the ground, and you think they're gonna practice there, or they're gonna take you up and just say hold on and swing, like don't do anything, like get used to like the actual like trapeze like swinging stuff. But no, so he takes us to the side, and he gives us a rundown of like these commands, and the first thing is ready. So he says, now when we say ready, he goes, it's not a question. I don't care if you're ready. You're going to say ready, and then you jump, okay? Like, it was just such like a gay person like saying it that it was hysterical. You don't care that he's telling you, I don't care if you're ready, you're jumping, just as the way he would deliver saying, I don't give a shit if you're ready. You're going to jump off of this and swing. So he's like, and then you swing, you're going to hear Jeff yell, knees up. And what that means is at the height of your swing, when gravity hasn't yet pulled you down, like you're basically weightless, you're picking your knees up and putting your legs over the bar and hanging upside down. So they expect everyone on their first time on a trapeze, you're up decently high, and people don't like heights, I'm sure, and they have never swung like this, and they're expected on your first downward swing to just go, yep, I could dangle upside down. Like, the progression was terrible. It was not like if I was running this thing, I'd be like, all right, just go swing, get comfortable, and then we'll try some other stuff if you're up for it. No, they like force you to start doing tricks.
Now you say that, and then I get a video
Yeah.
of you doing this exact thing, jumping off, swinging, struggling for a little bit, but getting your legs above the bar, and then you backflip off of the rope.
Well,
And this is the first time.
No, that was actually the third time. The first time, though, I did it. They didn't tell us about the backflip yet at that point. They were just saying put your knees up, swing, then dangle your arms down, and then go back up, and then just drop off. But so the first time, I actually was able to get my knees up and hang and swing and then get off fine. And I was like, this is relatively easy. And I don't think it's relatively easy. I just think I'm part monkey. And I really think that's what solves that there. But it really, honestly, what? You're a dick. I am part monkey. If we ever got attacked by monkeys, like if Planet of the Apes ever becomes real, like I think I will be like one of their leaders.
Is this a concern of yours?
No, it's not a concern because I'll be fine. They'll think I'm one of them. I'm hairy. I can climb.
All right.
I don't think they'll think that.
How did this happen? Like, did you like wake up on Saturday and you were like, you know who has an interesting life? Dick Grayson. And then I'm going to go do trapeze work.
No, I didn't even want to do it. Dana and her cousin wanted to do it, and I just felt obligated to say sure. So I want to spend the day with Dana, and I didn't want to I'm not going to just go watch, so I'm like, all right, I'll do it. But I had a better time than I was expecting. It was interesting. It's something fun to say that you did. But
that's awesome. I would do it.
And you would be able to. From that video, it might look difficult, I guess. I really don't know if it looked difficult, but it's very easy. Dana and her cousin, their first time, they were able to swing, like they didn't fall or anything like that. They didn't get their legs up, but they both were able to do all that. Like it was surprisingly easy to do trapeze, and doing that kind of made me lose respect for circus performers, because if trapeze is easy, it's got to be easy to do shit with animals and like ride motorcycles in a circle. I mean,
I'm gonna guess that it actually isn't easy, but Brian, you're known for like instead of before crawling, you try to run. Like this is your deal. Like this is what you do, right? Because I remember a time where you couldn't skate, and you were like, you know what I'm gonna do? Play roller hockey without learning.
Well, I play hockey now.
I know, but my point is that you kind of just dive right into it.
Well, the first time I put on skates, I kind of dove headfirst into shit, and that was your fault.
I threw you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, Matt. So I had ordered rollerblades from online, and they came, and I tried them on. I'd never been on skates before. So I put them on. We were on my porch, and there was dog shit everywhere because we don't clean up dog shit. We have 2 dogs. They shit everywhere, and it just stays there until Patches eats it because he eats poop. But funny story about actually Patches and poop. So I came home one day from work, and there was a steaming pile of shit in the hallway, and I almost stepped in it, and I was like, fucking Patches, like, it's gotta be you, like, I know it's you. And then I went in the bathroom, and I came out of the bathroom and forgot that there was shit, and I stepped in it. So I was pissed, and I'm cursing and going to get a paper towel to clean up the shit.
Inner or outer monologue? Gotta know.
Inner or outer monologue? What the hell are you talking about?
Were you talking in your head to yourself, or were you just yelling?
Oh, I was yelling.
I'm picturing you outside, and, like, on your porch, yelling and, like, just saying, just screaming about this dog, and your neighbor's just coming out.
No. This was in the house. He pooped in the house. I came home, there was poop on the floor, and I avoided it, and then me being me, forgot about it, and I came back that way and stepped in it. So I was pissed and cursing, and I went to get a towel to clean it up, and I was getting maybe 20 seconds getting a towel, wetting it, and going back to clean it up. The poop was gone, and Patches is just trotting away from it with what can only be described as like a dog smirk, because he just looks so happy. Like, and he just ate that poop.
A shit-eating grin, if you will.
Yes, this is the same dog that I watched eat poop. He ate poop out of Duncan's ass. So my other dog was pooping, and Patches was standing there eating it. This dog is not a normal dog.
Horrible.
It can't be that horrible. He seemed to like it. So, back to, obviously now, I have dogs that poop everywhere. So when Patches doesn't eat it, there's just a lot of poop. So I put on these rollerblades, and we're on my deck, which isn't huge. It's not a big skating area, and I'm standing, and I'm extremely wobbly. So Anthony, like, took my hands and started moving me. It was like, a romantic scene out of a movie. He's, like, dragging me around, like, let's go. And then he just proceeded to kind of swing me fast and let go, and I went flying into poop.
That's how it happens.
Yeah, for me, it was like, I wonder what'll happen now if I just let go of him.
And I think that played out exactly how you wanted it to.
Friends listen to Endless Love in the Dark.
So, Matt, I told you I had a movie that would blow your mind.
Oh, this one's a gem.
Let's hear it.
So, those of you who don't know, the three of us worked together for years, and we just watched the same, like, 3 movies over and over again, all day, every day. And those were...
Blue Streak.
Yep, Blue Streak.
Space Jam.
All right, so 4 movies. I forgot about Space Jam.
Good Burger.
Yep.
Rush Hour 3.
All right, so 5 movies. Just keep making a liar out of me. So, yep, Rush Hour 3. And Evolution.
Oh, my God. How did I forget that one?
Because you wanted to make a liar of me and start naming more movies that we'd watched. So
I mean, like, usually, like, 12-hour runs, though. I think it
yeah,
counts.
just the same movie. Like, it was over. It's just started again. Like, when the credits are over, the DVD goes back to, like, play now, and you just hit play now and just let it go.
For 12-hour shifts on a Saturday.
Same movie. For the most of the time, we just watched the same movie the entire day.
Good time.
Usually.
And those movies never got boring.
No. And when the movie wasn't on, we quoted it.
And we still, to this day, quote these movies. And this is why Matt is going to love this movie I'm going to talk about. So, Matt, in Evolution, who was your favorite character?
Orlando Jones.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 7-Up guy.
Make 7-Up yours.
Clifford Franklin from The Replacements.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hira. She's a humorless ice queen in need of a good humping.
Stand back. I'm going to shoot him.
Caw-caw.
That's not Orlando Jones.
Yes, so.
He's the one that says, I think we've established that caw and
took it.
don't work.
You get down, you are embarrassing me.
Yeah, remember when he's dancing in the elevator?
There's a giant bird in the mall, and he's like, can you get down? You are embarrassing me.
It sounds like he's going to cry. It's so good.
Wait, Julianne Moore is watching the camera, them two in the elevator, and he's just breaking it down, dancing.
Hey, did you authorize a nocturnal specimen run through? Like, it's probably those guys from probably Sector 12. You know how those guys can get. He's just straight up dancing in the elevator.
Do you need anything? Ice cream. What flavor? Doesn't
It's
matter.
for my
It's for my ass.
There's always time for lubricant.
What
I love
does it
that
say?
he's a high school woman's volleyball coach.
Yes, and he takes it so serious. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
His best quote, though, is, now I'm no biologist. How many cells do single-cell organisms have?
No, I'm no biologist.
So, have you ever seen this guy in any other role besides, like, a doofus?
He was in Drumline. I hope that's not what you're about to talk about. But
Whatever beef there is between you two, you better grill it up and eat it.
Exactly. So I guess that was a serious character of his, but outside of that, I guess not.
Now, would you see Orlando Jones in an action movie?
Maybe like a buddy cop movie.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can. Like a Chris Tucker, Rush Hour type role.
Yeah, Rush Hour, Beverly Hills Cop.
I feel like he might have been in the movie Double Take with, like, I don't know if that was him or not, but it was
That was Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, same crazy.
So that
Dennis
movie,
Rodman and Jean-Claude Van Damme. I don't know
that
why I
movie
know
made
that.
you do a double take. You did not know if it was him or not.
No, I feel like I remember box art from an old action movie that was Orlando Jones, but I'm getting off topic because I don't know about that. But this is a new movie. Well, relatively new. It came out last year, 2013. Orlando Jones is like a thug. He was in jail at some point and everything, and he's not the main character in this movie, but he was one of them. So he gets into a few fights in this movie, like fist fights, and he actually like fights pretty well. So the main person that I want to talk to you about him getting into a fight with was Jean-Claude Van Damme. Orlando Jones and Jean-Claude Van Damme were in a fist fight. Something I never thought I would ever see. First off, because Van Damme didn't stop making movies, but Orlando Jones fighting is not something I would expect. But I feel like roles were kind of reversed because Orlando Jones was serious, and the first time you see John Claude, he was dressed as a Canadian Mountie. So they have the big red jacket. So it's showing him, and it's panning up, and he's got like normal, weird ass shoes on because he was a vegan, so he wouldn't wear like leather shoes. He was a freak show. So then it's panning up. He has normal pants on, and then big red jacket, and then you see his face looking all old and decrepit, and then they go to his hair, and he's got like reddish hair that's just like electrified up, and as soon as I saw him, I just thought of like The Year Without a Santa Claus, and in my head, the Heat Miser song was singing, and he really just looked like Heat Miser. So Orlando Jones got to fight with Heat Miser, and that's why there's gonna be no Christmas this year.
Wow. Now, one thing that I don't understand is the movie's called Enemies Closer. Yeah.
Wow, you Google this as I was talking
Now
about
he's
it?
got IMDb open. If you look hard enough, I'm sorry people on the podcast
His
can actually see
glasses.
this, but I can just look at Matt's computer through his glasses.
So I wanted to see. So the most shocking news is on Rotten Tomatoes, it's a 77.
I actually enjoyed it.
Damn.
It was very good.
But I've never seen this discrepancy before. It's a 77 by critics, and the audience is 28.
Usually, I feel like that's reversed.
But I never see something 50 points difference like that ever. So,
Oh, Brad,
but it's, yeah.
I have to apologize. You were right. Double Take was
Boom.
Orlando. I was thinking Double Team.
What is Double Take about?
Double Take?
Yeah, I just remember
A man on the run takes another man's passport, only to find himself stuck with the identity of a street hustler.
Yeah, so maybe.
Solid gold.
Yeah, I need to watch that. I can't get the Heat Miser song out of my head now. And I have like that. Have you guys both seen Year Without Santa Claus?
Of course.
There it is. It's really loud. It's solo with that.
Christmas, I'm Mr. Sun. I'm Mr. Heat Blister. I'm Mr.
There might be some sort of copyright issue with us playing that, but we'll see.
Yeah, we don't make money off this. But I just have that part where like all the little minions are like marching around, like singing it. You remember that part of it?
Mm-hmm.
And then with like,
Dude, I was watching the video as I was playing it for you guys.
and then, like they say he's too much. He's like, thank you.
Oh man, what was the? You're familiar with like all those Christmas movies like that, like those claymation ones. What was the one with like Burgermeister Meisterburger? You remember that one? Was it the same one?
I don't think it was the same one.
No.
I don't know. I wasn't big on those. I just loved The Year Without a Santa Claus. I would just watch that repeatedly during Christmas. It was the best one.
Or in your hotel room when you're on trips.
Yeah, I mean, why not? They're fun. Dick.
I've never seen this movie, so I'm left out now.
Really? Whoa!
Yeah.
We had the same childhood. How have you never seen this?
I don't even
Never
know.
seen Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones sucks. I can't really say that because I never saw it, but I will never watch Indiana Jones. Don't get me started again. Matt, have you seen Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I will say I've only seen them all like maybe once or twice. I haven't seen them
honestly,
all like
that's-
5 times.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
All right, let's have this
He's
argument.
never seen them at all, and he's hating on them.
No, I'm going to have this argument with you now. Hey, Matt, is Indiana Jones like a staple of your childhood?
I think it's a tad bit before our time. What year?
you.
What year did the first one come out?
30 years ago.
If we can get that, is that a fact?
Yes, that's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So 30 years ago, I mean,
We were -4.
I wasn't doing a whole lot 30 years ago.
You were still a sperm.
Yeah. No. Well, probably not.
No, you weren't even a sperm.
I don't know. But yeah, I've seen them all maybe once or twice. They're okay. I will say the only part of Indiana Jones that was in my childhood was when in Full House they went and saw the live Indiana Jones show in Disney.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Actually, And do you know that DJ's boyfriend from Full House, Steve, is the voice of Aladdin
Yeah,
in an
I found
animated
that out
movie?
recently and blew
Yeah.
my mind.
I recently watched Aladdin.
He showed me the world.
It was a oh, God.
Shining, shimmering splendor. I'll stop there.
Tell me, princess.
I am not joining in on this one.
Damn it.
I did, like I said, I recently watched Aladdin. I fell asleep pretty quick. We went skiing with a couple friends in their house. They had a VCR and VHSs, and my friend picked Aladdin.
So now, where do you rank the if we had to pick a top 5 Disney movies of pre-2000?
I've got Aladdin at number 1 and followed very closely by The Lion King.
Yeah, I think I put Lion King number 1. He is the king of the lions.
Yeah,
but not all. Yeah,
he's a street rat.
Yeah, I don't think I put those in my top 5. I would have an obscure top 5.
Hold on. Let's just take a step back. I asked for the top 5 pre-2000, and you're telling me those two aren't in the top 5.
No, they're not.
What's number 1?
What's your number 1?
I feel like no.
If you say Bambi, our friendship is over.
No. I think my number 1 is The Fox and the Hound. Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah, they were like best friends that weren't supposed to be. Come on.
This is not the first time that I've heard you bring up The Fox and the Hound and actually get teary-eyed over it.
They like only had each other, man.
All right, we'll keep going. Not even Disney movies. We'll even just do animated movies.
Animated, fine.
The Page Master.
Oh.
That movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I remember like the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing. I had to sleep in my sister's room for like a week because I was petrified. Love that movie though.
I also loved the game for Sega. Did you ever play the Page Master game?
I don't think so.
Oh, it was bananas.
Yeah. Let's see. So I got Fox and the Hound, Page Master, The Rescuers.
All right.
The Rescuers are good.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Let's see what else.
Is there any love for Feifel in there?
I don't want to go west.
You don't like American Tales?
I think that movie's like roughly 5.5 hours long.
It was like Five Goes West, like Canadian Tales. Then I'd be all on board. But it's American. Nah.
Yeah.
I'm like drawing a blank on like Disney movies, but
yeah, you can't even name 5 movies, but you've cut out both The Lion King and Aladdin.
No. I you put me on the spot with this, and I remember liking other movies more. Like those were not my go-to movies. Like I would always
any Beauty and the Beast love.
No, but I did like Lady and the Tramp.
You're just.
And if you do remember, I had a dog that was named Champ. And then we had another dog named Lady, so we had Lady and the Champ.
I do remember that.
So I named 4, and I might put Lion King as 5, just because Pumbaa and Timon.
They're solid.
They are solid.
Who says it in that order?
I think they do.
No.
Yeah, I think they do.
No.
It's Pumbaa and Timon.
It's Timon and Pumbaa.
No, I think you're wrong.
No, because Timon is like the leader of the two of them. You know, he's like the one that's always taking charge, and he always puts his name first.
I think it's Pumbaa and Timon, and all you people listening, if there are anybody, tweet at AJ Costanzo and say you're wrong.
Yeah, and tweet at Brian, and maybe he'll give you another video game.
I still have last week's.
I thought I won.
He's giving you shit. Yeah, so, and when we were texting earlier, why were you so, I don't know, you seemed agitated that I don't like Halo, like online play.
I don't know, I love Halo.
But I feel like it sucks.
Why?
I don't like Halo online at all.
All right, like Indiana Jones, though, did you play Halo Online, or are you just hating on it?
Well, Indiana Jones, I can hate on without seeing it because we weren't born when it came out. But anyway,
Nope.
yep. So Halo, I did play. I
But
played.
it's Harrison Ford,
Right.
Yeah, but I'd rather Harrison Ford be.
Air Force One.
Yeah, but he loves Star Wars.
Get off my plane.
Get
also
off
came out
my
before we were born.
plane.
Well, Star Wars is
No,
different. It's a
No,
different.
your argument for this, it just drives me up a goddamn.
Brian, don't you hate Star Wars?
I love Star Wars.
I feel like you could have went on either way on that one.
Well, because there's really only two ways to go. Yeah, I hate it, or yeah, I love it.
Right, because you're not indifferent about anything.
No, I'm really not. I just hate or love things.
Right.
But Matt, do you know my argument for Star Wars versus Indiana Jones?
What? No.
I told Anthony I don't like Indiana Jones because we weren't born yet, and he said I like Star Wars, and I said yes, because that's in a galaxy far, far away, so it's different.
I hate that.
Yeah, it's not okay.
It is okay to me, but Halo, I did play. I
Halo's
played
awesome.
I played Halo 1 at your house at those LAN parties where you just ridiculed me for sucking at the game, and it was miserable.
Maybe that's what you hated.
And Halo 2, I didn't have, because Halo 2 is an original Xbox game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have an original. The OG Xbox was not one of my consoles, so I didn't play that. But I played that at a friend's house, and I never really liked it. Then I got Halo 3, and I played Halo 3 online for countless hours because I felt like that's what I should be doing, but I didn't like it. I didn't think it was very entertaining. I felt like the overshields were
Well,
just...
that's the thing is, though, you came in at the end of it, like, at the end of it being good.
No, I just don't think it was ever
No,
good.
you did, because Halo 1 was, like, ridiculous
No, Halo 1 was
first-person shooter.
it was too much work to play online. You had to get on, like, GameSpy and, like, make an account, link it with your Xbox
That
somehow.
made it so much more worth it.
Yeah,
It
but that's
so much
like
more
that was
work.
like SOCOM was kind of a pain in the ass to hook up the modem for PS2 and all that jazz.
SOCOM
They're like-
was easy. You just plugged it into the back
Like,
of the
no,
PlayStation.
But it was the greatest online game ever, except
SOCOM
for
2.
the ultimate game.
No, I would
Warcraft.
rather play SOCOM 2 all day than World of Warcraft.
No, I don't believe you.
What's it called, Matt? For the Xbox, we used to play Halo 1 online, and Halo 1 was not online. What we would do is you would get a GameSpy arcade account.
Mm-hmm.
You would hook
It
up.
was free, correct?
Well, yeah, that was free. You would hook up your Xbox to the router, which
Okay.
would then tunnel your system link connection through GameSpy arcade, and you would connect to somebody else's Xbox over a virtual LAN, essentially.
To just like no one associated with Microsoft. They're just
No, this was
they're
just
just
like
hosting
something
so
people figured out, and we got.
so
on
they could
board
just
with
be they could just be God because they are the server. Yes.
Wait, what do you mean?
In
No,
terms
no,
of gameplay.
No, you would play a random person that was doing the same thing,
Oh, I see.
and you could create a room, and they could join you, but you would like in the game you would go to like multiplayer and then system link, which is where you would go if you were having like a LAN party.
Right.
But it
Which
would
are
it
a
would
thing
just
of the past.
I didn't know it could do that.
yeah, well, yeah,
Okay.
It was way too much work to play a game online, and it was...
so worth it.
Yeah, but you could never have a lot of people. I feel like it was always like 2 versus 2 or 3 versus 3. Like, it was never like a bigger thing. You couldn't
We used
have...
to do 4v4 all the time.
That's not big for those Halo maps. Like,
But
4 versus 4.
Halo's never like
2000
12 on 12.
my
on a console,
fondest
on a
memory... This is my fondest memory of Halo. I hate the original Halo playing, like, the System Link stuff. Playing Blood Gulch, getting a ghost, and smacking it into the wall and shooting up to the top and missing snipe shots from the glitch spot.
Bro, we were playing. It was 4 versus 4 in 2001. Like on a console. It wasn't even on on the PC. Like that was impressive.
Impressive or not, it was way too much work to play a game online. I would not.
No, once you were set up, it was done.
If I wanted to play a game online on my console, I needed a computer near the console.
You need a wire long enough to
I feel like 2001, I didn't have that. I don't even think I had a computer in 2001, let alone a console. Yeah, I did, just not an Xbox. I was a Sony fanboy. I never liked Xbox. I didn't care for Halo. I liked the single player stuff, the campaigns and everything, but I never liked the multiplayer. And Halo 1 and 2 had long campaigns, and they were both pretty good, but then Halo 3 was joining the first-person shooters of, like, a 4-hour just slugfest of shooting things, and it wasn't a very long campaign, it wasn't a very good campaign, and that continued with Halo Reach, which was another short campaign.
Well,
And I don't speak of ODST because that was a misery.
as far as I'm concerned, like 3 was the last of the good ones, and then 4 was I liked 4. 4 was okay, but the two in between were just mwah.
I remember liking Reach just because I played it with friends, but not because I liked the story. Like, you played a co-op campaign, like it said who killed the most people, and it was just like trying to like be the one on top. It was I feel like it was a terrible game of just trying to like, do that.
I recently I signed up for the Destiny beta. Well, I signed up for it like a while ago, but they just sent the emails out to pick your console or whatever it was, and I signed in and I looked at my gamer tag, and it showed me the number of games of Halo that I played. I'm not proud of it.
It's alright. I had months played in Warcraft.
Yeah, me too.
Like, literal, like, months. Like, when you would type /played on my account, it was like 62 days.
It's such a good game.
Here's the thing with Warcraft, though. I don't think it's a good game. I think it's just a chore. And
But there are a lot of chores. It's
it's
a whole other world.
No, I feel like it's a chore. I log on and I'm just, like...
Grinding it out.
Yeah, like, I feel like I didn't have fun half the time, but, like, 17 hours had passed by from when I logged in till, like, I realized I'm not having fun. And then I would just do the same thing day after day. I don't know. The dungeons and raids and stuff I never enjoyed, but always did it. I always just liked killing other players in, like, world PvP.
Yeah, you were a huge PvP person. I liked the dungeons and raids.
They made it so easy to do that. Now they have, like, the looking for group button, where you just hit you want to do one, and it, like, puts you in.
You want to do it? I just did the math, and it was 30. It's about 35 days worth of multiplayer matches, minus any time that I spent like waiting for matches to start.
Yeah, you see, you think that's ridiculous? I'm literally talking like, and I was a very light Warcraft player, 64 days easily.
That's ridiculous.
Like, if I had 64 days, Brian has easily 602 days.
Extrapolated over time.
Two years of Warcraft. And actually, Brian did it in 2.5 years' time.
Oh, hey, Matt, I have a question. Brian didn't remember this last time I brought it up, but I was hoping that you would. Do you remember one of Brian's birthdays, like, years ago? Like, I think this is pre-us driving cars. Maybe, like, the only time I ever hung out with you pre-us driving cars.
Mm.
But we watched Mortal Kombat Annihilation at Brian's house. And we were watching it up in your room, and I think they called us down for like food or cake or something, and we paused the movie as Shao Kahn was shooting out the green light.
Okay.
And it was just like a very blatant, perfectly formed Jewish star.
I had no idea where you were going with that.
Do you remember that?
That I don't remember.
Oh my god, it was
Unfortunately, I've probably watched Mortal Kombat Annihilation 50 times at Brian's house.
Would you remember it if he said, we freeze it, and Shao Kahn was doing it, not Shao Kahn, because that's a made-up person, because that wasn't how you pronounce it?
Wow, Brian. Wow.
I like Mortal Kombat.
It's great.
Did you understand me?
Yes.
Oh, Brian. Go fuck yourself.
I'll get the door.
It's the best.
I'll let myself out.
It's the best.
Mortal Kombat is the best.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation was such a bad movie. It was good.
The songs are amazing.
That song was never in any of the games, though, and they play that. They play that in Six Flags when you get on Nitro. They're always playing Mortal Kombat to this day. Do you remember a painting, 8
I can't believe you
Jade?
just said Nitro, because that's all I'm thinking about now.
All I'm thinking about, I've been having a weird like daydream all day that I don't even take many like taxis, but I just been having a weird daydream that I would just get into the cash cab. Is that even? I know it's still on the show, but is that still real?
I don't think so. I don't think it was ever real. It was like
Did you-
semi-planned.
Oh my god, did you ever hear Ben Bailey's stand up?
It's
Yes,
pretty solid.
It's
It was
terrific.
awesome.
It is great. But yeah, I just feel like that.
Anthony, you're the one. You didn't see the newest Aziz stand-up, or
I don't
Brian
think
did see
so.
it.
I don't think I did. I don't think I saw
You
it.
gotta see it. It's on. You're a Netflix subscriber. It's
Yeah.
on.
Well, as far as actually subscribing for Netflix goes.
subscriber.
Someone else's login and he used.
Yeah, I have someone else's login. I use someone else's Verizon Fios login to get their HBO, ESPN app, and a couple other things. Actually, I downloaded the Fios app, but I realized I couldn't play it to my tablet. I can only change the channels in his house. They don't let you bring it
That
to
would be a
device.
fun
You
game.
can. Yeah, no, I do it all. Every once in a while, I'll just log in. I'll be like, yeah, parents' room, this.
All right, Matt, I have a serious question for you.
Yeah.
So, since you stay in hotels and stuff, have you ever stayed in a hotel when there was a wedding going on in that hotel?
Literally on Saturday night, me and Liz stayed at the East Wind in Long Island. Her grandma has a cabin out there, but we refused to stay at the cabin. Well, by we, I mean me. She doesn't have air conditioning, so I'm like, yeah, we're staying in a hotel. And there was 3 weddings going on there Saturday night while we were staying there. So very recently.
Oh, good. I'm happy. So when you checked in, you saw those like goodie bags at the front desk.
Yes.
When you check in, they ask you part of the wedding. What's stopping you from saying yes and getting a goodie bag?
Well, for me, there was 3 weddings, so I would have had to come up with a name of which one I was a part of.
They check your name to see if you're part of it. I only know this because I was recently at a wedding at a hotel, and I was one of the people getting one of those goodie bags.
Oh, I just checked into a hotel. I'm like, oh, you here for the wedding? And like all the bags are back there. And I wanted to say yes because I wanted the bag. Like I'm always curious what's in there. Like there's usually some good candy and some gum, and depending on the wedding, like the morning after hangover pills, which are always probably good to have.
Condoms.
Yep. Condoms, bottles of water, like all stuff you need. Like when you're alone, you need condoms.
You know, it was weird. I guess you could get married on these grounds that we were at too. They've got pretty neat, nice piece of property and scenic garden area. And I guess some of the people were actually getting married there, not only having the after parties there. And we check into the hotel. And we're headed somewhere else for the rest of the day. It's like late morning, early afternoon, and we're
constitutes late morning, early afternoon for you.
What did I say? I meant late morning, early afternoon.
Specifically,
No,
11 o'clock.
That's what you said, late morning,
Yeah.
early afternoon. But what constitutes like late morning, early afternoon for you? What time?
It's not for me. The term late morning, early afternoon would imply, I don't know, 11:30 to 12:30 or 11 to 1.
Why isn't that just afternoon?
Because 11 is before noon, Brian.
Because I can't
This is
recall the exact hour that we departed. Moving on. So we're walking to the car in the parking lot, and I just hear someone, a woman on a microphone, and she's like apparently making like a speech of some kind. But it wasn't like a post-wedding speech. It was like a vow, I noticed. So I'm like, oh shit, there's a wedding going on like on the other side of those hedge bushes over there, like right there. There's like hundreds of people.
Did you get the feeling they wrote their own vows?
Yeah, cause they were just weird, like right on par with the what is that from Wedding Crashers? It's like, will you be my first mate? So she's rattling off, first mate, captain speak, but she just bawls out crying, not like a cute like cry, like be my first mate. She's just sobbing, bawling, crying, but she's mic'd up and she's just so loud and it starts making the microphone screeches. But like if I would have walked out 2 seconds later and I didn't hear her making a speech and there was just a woman crying on a microphone and I couldn't see her. Everyone was blocked by bushes. it could have been real confusing. Like some sort of weird concentration camp where they, I don't know, try to make you sad. Whenever there's loudspeaker and you can't see it, concentration camp. Sometimes they call it public school. It's all the same. It's all the same.
People are concentrated in an area. That's all it means, right?
Exactly.
Doesn't mean like genocide or anything.
No.
No.
What was that? Sega Genocide was pretty good. I never had the 32X though.
I had that. But the 32X was the weirdest thing. I don't think that something like that can ever be developed again. Do you remember what the 32X is, Anthony?
Oh yeah.
Basically, it's a technological band-aid, is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what blew my mind about Sega is when they had Sonic and Knuckles, and you would put that in there, and then you
on top,
and you'd put Sonic 2 in, and all of a sudden Knuckles is in my Sonic 2 game, blowing my mind. And there's like extra parts to the level.
This is what I don't understand. Like Sega Genesis, Nintendo. I don't remember if it was Nintendo or Super Nintendo. They had the thing that came with Star Fox that they were marketing. They were Super Nintendo. And I don't remember what I've named, so mainly Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis, those are the two that I remember the most. Their development cycle, they had to like plan for this stuff. Like Sega Genesis, after a few years, I don't remember how long it is, the 32X came out, which the base of it was a cartridge, and you put it into your cartridge spot and put new cartridges on top of that. So they had to think, like, while developing this, we got to make this thing somewhat powerful enough to power another system years from now. Like, who thinks of that? And then Nintendo 64, when Donkey Kong 64 came out, there was an expansion pack that came with it that you put into your Nintendo 64. So when their development was like, oh, we got to leave, like, a spot in there to put an expansion thing in there years from now. Who thinks of that?
It's like kind of just like RAM expansion though.
Right, but
for the most part, you fix ophthalmology machines, and this is escaping you.
Yeah, because the Wii U is always being said as not as powerful. They're not gonna like go say, hey, you go to the store, buy 8 gigs of RAM, open that up, install that, boom, more powerful. Like they're not built like that anymore. Like, that's just who thinks like. Years from now, we're gonna put an expansion pack in here. Years from now, we're gonna make a cartridge that you can put more cartridges in.
Like the N64, there was also that slot on the bottom that never got used. That I was always so excited for something to come out for it. Nothing.
I don't remember that.
Oh, I mean, it's something. It came out like I think like overseas, like in Japan or something. But
PlayStation
it was called the bulky drive, but I don't know.
I don't remember that. But PlayStation 2 had a hard drive come out later, which I guess now saying hard drive, that's pretty normal. Like it's easy to put a hard drive on something. But anyway, they also had the network adapter. So like how do you just tack on a network adapter? Like so many things like that had to be spoken about during development, and I feel like that doesn't happen anymore. Like everything is just there from the start. Or
because you don't need those things anymore because they're all built into the core functionality, right? So they're not gonna something like, oh, maybe it should go online. Like something that big to solve for isn't just going to spring up anymore. They've thought of almost all of the use cases by now.
Yeah, like now, like updates and expansions come in like download form, right? Where you're just tacking on to the system that's already there. Although, like there are certain times where they'll upgrade like firmware and give you more power out of the machine.
It's
the same concept. It's just not. You don't have to buy this hardware piece to put in the system.
Right. Could you imagine updating, NES firmware or something like that? They've never really updated those, and the fact that they were so relevant for pretty big periods of time is pretty impressive. Although, like those, it wasn't about. Well, I guess it was about the graphics during the time, but now it's all about.
It was all about the game's cover art, like what the art on the box. That's what it was all about.
Mm-hmm.
Battletoads, man.
Dude, that was the hardest game ever. If you ever beat the first level, you were just a master. That game was impossible. And our parents would spend whatever the hell games were at that point, $50. I feel like they still were $50 on a game that you can't even beat the first level for. And that's all you had for like a few weeks. It wasn't like you could just say, I'm done, go buy me a new one. Like, just be like, fuck off. Like, I bought you that one.
That's
And-
like that scene in Superbad when they're over Michael Cera's house because Seth wants to borrow like clothes, I guess, for the party, and he's playing the game. And he's like sniping terrorists, and he just keeps losing, and he's like, I don't get it. Why do they even why do I want to play if they don't let you win?
What's my motivation?
Thinking of like these NES games, like it's so weird. Like if a game was like broken, like now you got games that are broken, then they patch it and like fix whatever part was bugged. Back then, something was bugged, you were just fucked. You had to just live with the bug you spent money on. Like there was no fix, and that just to me now it just seems crazy. And
Yeah.
about adding stuff, like I was saying, like the development cycle, like oh let's add this like a few years from now. Now it just seems like they take shit away. Oh, the Kinect is necessary to use it. Just kidding. You don't need the Kinect. And hey, if you disconnect it, you get an extra 10% power. Fuck you, Microsoft. Never buying an Xbox.
My first like actual system that I got around like the time that it came out was an N64. Prior to that, I got like all the hand-me-down stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like new stuff was coming out, and I was just getting an NES, And so I'm playing that for a while, like past its time. But my cousin comes in, also worked at the pizzeria back then. He would come in, and he brought me this garbage bag full of games that he found. I don't know where, but there was this game Uninvited. Did either of you ever play that?
Does not ring a bell.
All right, the game was just absurd. You were like this little hand, and you would move around, and you would like explore like these different areas in this haunted mansion. Your car crashed in the beginning of the game. You look over, your sister's gone. You have to go find her. There's this mansion. Really creepy. All sorts of weird stuff going on. Like within the first like maybe 5 minutes, if you open the wrong door, like this horrifying skeleton kills you. It was really cool, but it was impossible, and like there was just no way to beat it. And later on, I would get the emulator for my computer because I was like, I needed to beat this game, and I went on GameFAQs or FAQs, and I looked up, I got the walkthrough, right?
Wow, hold on. I just realized what that means.
What?
Like-
Really?
Yeah.
He's the worst.
I don't think Matt gets it by that look on his face. I would have dragged
He
him down
gets
with
it.
me.
He's just ashamed of you. So I looked up the walkthrough, and I'm like, all right, I'm doing it. Right, I'm gonna beat this game. I'm finally gonna get to the end and see what this is all about. So I take the walkthrough. I'm going through it. We're about 2 hours in. It's like, oh, do this, do that. Like weird things. Like you had to find a pesticide and then spray a railing, and then eventually a spider would come by and it would die, and you pick it up and cut them open and give it to somebody. It was really strange stuff like that. It was really twisted. But I'm following the instructions to a T, and then I get to the end, and there's this final boss guy, and it's like, use the crucifix. I'm like, okay, so go to the inventory. No crucifix. At no time during the walkthrough did it ever tell me to get one. You can't go back at this point. It's game over. You're done. You're not beating it.
Did you ever beat it?
No.
I feel like I give up easy on things like
Video games, life.
yeah,
Trapeze.
No, we didn't give up on the trapeze.
I didn't need to try the trapeze. I was just a natural monkey. So, but I mean, like, if I'm playing a game and like, I can't think of any example at the moment. Maybe it will come to me. But like, if I'm playing, like, you needed to pick something up, like a few, like, I don't know, you think it's like a couple minutes back, and I need that to progress. There's a better chance that I'm gonna say fuck this game, and play a new one, than go back and get what I need to progress. Like, I don't know if it's laziness or just like I don't care enough to go. It's just something in my brain prevents me from backtracking.
Yeah. Do you ever just
Speaking of
kill yourself in
backtracking.
the level just to like get back to the beginning?
I've done that many times.
Yeah.
It's just easier than hitting start and hitting restart. Just die.
Yeah. Which, to tie this back to Warcraft, they even find a way. They even find a way that, oh, I'm dead. I guess I get to restart now and retry. No, you respawn as a spirit in a graveyard, and they make you go walk to your body, which is a joke. It's an absolute joke. You have to half the time you're like, oh god damn it, I died like at the top of a mountain, but the graveyard's at the bottom of a mountain, and all of these inconvenient things. It's even a time sucker after you die to respawn is crazy. But,
I found myself taking the res sickness more often than not, and just like wandering around for the 10 minutes that the sickness would last, rather than walking back to my body.
yeah.
Yeah, fucking misery. That's why are you coming back to Warcraft? I do not want to play Warcraft.
It doesn't. We could be talking about how horrible it is, and we're gonna play. It's like drugs, man. I don't want to be doing it over here by myself. Come on.
You guys are the worst. I have to change the topics from this Warcraft crap.
Please.
All right, guys. I had like mentioned this to you earlier today, but didn't tell you the story because I was saving it for this. I'm at work and I'm on the 8th floor of my building, and we have this pretty awesome view, right? And the building out to my right, like I sit right by a window, so I was kind of dazing for a little bit, and I look out, and there's this dude, he's just sitting. He's sitting on a ledge on one of these buildings, and he's smoking a cigarette slowly. And I'm like, just like kind of, I'm zoned out. I'm just like looking at this guy. He gets up, and he steps up onto the ledge. Yeah.
As most people do at some point in their life.
Okay. So he gets up and steps onto the ledge. From the point where I could see him, there's just like this very noticeable, just like this sigh. Like you see his shoulders go up and then down, like in this pure defeat. And then I'm like, oh my god, this guy's gonna jump. And
were you in any type of range to make any type of audible sounds towards this guy?
I could have opened the window and yelled, but then I don't know if I scared him and he falls. Is it my fault? I'm not really sure. But anyway, so I'm like,
no, not anyway. So pretty much what you're saying is you would rather have just watched this guy jump than possibly save someone's life here.
Well, there wasn't. It turned around pretty quick. It was only there was a split second where I was like, this guy is gonna jump. Like this is holy crap. And I'm assuming his phone rings because he's standing on the ledge. He picks up the phone, puts it to his ear, and he looks up, and then he steps back off the ledge. Now, I don't know how did someone completely turn him around. Maybe he was just observing. I don't know. That was some scary crap.
I think that begs a pretty good question. If you were about to commit suicide, what's the one phone call you would receive to make you change your mind?
Taco Tuesday.
Pizza's here. Oh my god.
What did they say on the other side of that phone?
This is American Express credit card fraud services.
It's just someone calling him up. He's like, I just want you to know, I'm proud of you.
It could have been anything. Oh, just confirming your hair appointment for 7 p.m. today. Oh God, I can't miss that.
If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die with a fresh cut. I'll check tomorrow and make sure he's not on the roof.
That's right.
I feel like that brings up an interesting game. If we just all get to different vantage points, like every now and then, and just pretend we're gonna jump and see what surrounding people would do.
Wasn't there that game? They were advertising it by like a guy standing on the ledge. You know what I'm talking about? It's all like white.
It was like an art expose in the city where they had a bunch of these like, it looked like people, and they had them on the edges of a bunch of buildings.
I don't know if that's what I'm thinking about, or if I was thinking
all right,
about
well, that was really strange.
But now that I think about it, I don't know what the game would involve. What's weird? When I studied abroad in London, we took a trip over to Scotland one week. And interesting fact about Scotland: suicide is legal there. So it's actually illegal for anyone to try to physically stop you from committing suicide. So when people are in these public areas, there's this place called North Bridge. It's one of the most popular places to kill yourself in the world. And it's North Bridge, and it's over a pretty major highway in Scotland. And if people are just up there, like in traffic stopped, everyone just gets out of their their cars and they're not concerned. They're honking and they're just yelling like "fucking jump already" because like that's all they can do is root for them to kill themselves so they can quickly get on with their day. I thought it was an interesting law that it's legal
Jesus.
there.
But
yeah.
saying suicide is legal. Is it actually illegal here? Like, what a...
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
If you attempt it and you fail, I'm pretty sure you get arrested.
You get what you get arrested and you get sent for mandatory, help and things.
Like
but
psychiatric evaluation and all that.
Yeah, but authorities are allowed to physically stop you through trickery and things from jumping. Maybe they call you, they tell you the pizza's here. I'm not sure what they do to get you off the
I
ledge.
should have checked to see if he was in cuffs down on the street.
Exactly.
Where's the pizza?
Yeah, but it is crazy that we just force people to live, but 4 billion too many people in the world. Last time I took my own personal stat. I do what I can to not,
Do you have a clicker?
keep that going. Yeah, like a bouncer at a club. I'm up to 7.6 billion. I think I counted a couple of people twice. But it's crazy that they force you to live.
So
Is incredible.
You're saying you want some kind of mass suicide to bring the population down?
No, homicide. I'm looking for the purge.
So that's what I'm getting here.
I think I'm talking about the Sega genocide again.
I read you loud and clear, Matt. And on that note, I want to get away from you.
Nah, I don't think there needs to be a massive killing of people. I just think we need to, stop creating new people for a while.
So, you want to implement a law like one kid per household? Why don't we do that? That should be awesome.
China did do that.
No, it's like one, which one do they care about? The son, right? Like, firstborn son, and then the second son is like shit if they have to? I don't remember. I feel like wasn't that Chinese, like, stupid, like, Ricky Tikki Tavi, that whole long name that, like, the kid fell in the well, but no...
What? What? I think you're confusing facts with
a Family Guy
folklore.
episode.
He's talking about Ricky Tikki Tembo.
That's it. Yeah, the kid fell in the well. He was the firstborn, and the secondborn no one cared about, and he was trying to save the firstborn.
Let me stop you there. Ricky Tikki Tembo is I don't even know if it's based off of folklore. I think it's just straight up fiction.
I didn't say it was fact. I'm just saying, like, that's what they not base things off. Like, that's what they believe. Like, the firstborn is, like, superior.
I think there is a belief there of that. I don't know if it's loosely based off of Ricky Tikki Tembo.
Was Ricky Tikki Tavi some kind of animal in a nursery rhyme or something when we were younger?
I don't know.
I feel like this needs to get Googled really quick. Google magic.
You're ruining the magic of the show. I wish
you could actually really follow along because you could just hear him typing right now.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. I miss days where, I don't know, we didn't know stuff. Well, we couldn't just Google it.
When you type in Ricky Tikki, the first things that come up are Tavi and Tembo. So Tavi is real.
No. You're confusing.
No, just because it's the first thing that comes, it may be real. I'm not disputing that, but because
Ricky Tikki Tavi is a short story in the Jungle Book. It's the adventures of a valiant young mongoose. So I was on the correct path saying it was some kind of animal.
But you were completely wrong in stating that it was real.
I didn't say it was real. I said that it was some kind of fiction from our childhood. I believe I said, like, nursery rhyme because I couldn't think of the word fiction. But I knew it was an animal.
Just because something is imaginary doesn't mean it isn't real.
Ricky Tikki Tavi. Oh, wow, these pictures are great. I think I actually remember this thing. He's staring at, like, a cobra, and I remember that.
I think you need to change the picture for the podcast.
I'm going to buy you a history of China, I think, because your view right now is tainted.
Nah, I think I got the right view.
The down the well view? The one child down the well view?
Yeah. I think the child down the well makes sense to what China believes in. They believe the firstborn is the best, and the firstborn was in the well, and they were so upset trying to save him. They didn't care.
Savagely racist.
Skype, I have like these people sending me friend requests that are clearly spam bots, like of porn things. One of them is Wett Candies 34, and the other one is Diva Hearts with 3 Z's. It brings me back to the AOL chat room days. I'm really enjoying these friend requests.
I get
Wet,
those friend
wet,
requests. Like,
wet candies isn't even erotic. It's disgusting.
Why isn't this recorded in the?
This whole time I'm staring at Wet Candies 34, and I'm wondering like, all right, Matt, some candies are any candies wet, and I'm like, some are gummy, some are gooey. Nothing's really like wet. And it's just, no matter how you think about it, it's just disgusting, repulsive.
Maybe we call it quits for the night, guys. I think that's a good place to end it.
Just like Ricky Ticky.
which one? Tavi or Tembo?
Tembo.
I like
I'm
Tavi.
still not clear on which is which.
Tembo is Chinese. Or, is it Chinese? We're just, I'm going to get racist. I'm going to stop talking. Matthew, which is it?
I don't know.
Anthony, get us out of here.
Well, now that we've been completely derailed, I hope everyone had a good time. I really hope you didn't make it this far, to be honest. And I'm so glad he has pants on.
You're a beautiful animal.
We'll be back again next week for some reason.
Oh, boy. Yep.
That's it for this week's episode of A Shit Show.
Which was a literal shit show if you stuck with it. Goodbye.
You sound like the AOL guy.
All right, well, see ya. See you when I see ya. I got a 3-way call with Diva Hearts and Wet Candies coming, so gotta get ready.